Hi, my name is Jeff Chan, and today I'm going to show you a quick walkthrough of what I feel is a great new product that Netapp has put on the market called the Rapid Cloning Utility. And I am talking about it not because it clones things, but because of one of the features it has with provisioning a data store for your vCenter, or basically your ESX cluster. So let me talk about the hard way of doing things so that you can compare and contrast with the way I feel is a lot easier with this new product. Previously, before in a NetApp, you would need to provision a volume and then export the volume via NFS, for example. I call this the hard way. And you have to specify who can read and write and who has access to it and all that kind of stuff. And even after all that, then you have to make everybody realize where your storage is. So for example, if I had two physical NetApp boxes, two physical ESX boxes, for example, with the IP addresses 52 and 53, I could go into configuration, into storage, and I could go ahead and add that storage, basically my NFS data store, by selecting my NFS file system over here, typing in the IP address, and giving it a data store name. And really, it's not that hard, and then your data store gets created. As you can see down here, recent tasks, it's done. And if we go down to the bottom here, you can see that the hard way is indeed a data store that I have. But the problem is that if you look at node.53 in my configuration in my storage, there is no corresponding data store. What that means is that if you try to power on a machine that's inside the data store and it's only on some of the nodes but not all, you may have problems trying to power on that machine because maybe the virtual machine that needs to be run, it wants to be run on, let's say, .53 that doesn't have the data store, even though .53 has more computing resources available at that moment. So it's kind of a bad situation. It's kind of hard to maintain. In this case, we only have two nodes, so it's not so bad. I can manually do it, which I've been doing for years now. But wouldn't it be nice if I didn't have to worry about doing my work n times, basically, as I don't have to work harder the longer or bigger my cluster grows. So went ahead and installed the Rapid Cloning utility. It adds a new feature or a new dialog to my right-click box, and if I right-click on a cluster and go Netapp Provision Data Store, then it will fire up the Rapid Cloning utility. Now, the way RCU is designed, Rapid Cloning utility, is that part of the program runs on my local machine. So my local machine is a Windows XP box running in VMware Fusion, and it's actually running on my MacBook Pro. So I'm actually having a small little web server. As you can see, it really is just a web page. It's running on my local laptop. It's not very fast. It's kind of like the worst case scenario. So hang on here while everything loads. But what this local web server is going to do is, along with some binaries in the back, it's going to talk to my NetApp. It's going to talk to my VMware cluster. It's going to talk to the nodes in my VMware cluster to make sure that all of them can provision the right kind of storage. Now, this provisioning wizard works with Fiber Channel, with iSCSI, and with NFS. And right now, it's checking in the background to see if the proper licenses are installed on the NetApp. It's checking to see if the VMware machines have the right kind of access, whether or not it has a VM kernel thing to access NFS, whether or not it has an iSCSI card or a Fiber Channel card or something equivalent to that to access the correct protocols. It's letting me know that it found the NetApp, which I've previously configured here. It's going to go ahead and talk to my NetApp right now and go ahead and verify everything. And after that, it's going to go ahead and ask me about, okay, well, what kind of storage do you want? How big do you want it? What do you want to call it? That kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and let this go through. And now I can choose between NFS or VMFS. VMFS is if I decide to go to iSCSI or a Fiber Channel. I'm not doing that right now. I'm just doing NFS. If you were to ask me if I like NFS better or VMFS better, I would tell you that both of them are great. So my new data store is going to be called the Easy Way. I'm going to put them at aggregate 0. I'm going to go ahead and thin provision that. And if I wanted to, I can actually auto grow it. So in other words, as the number of virtual machines inside this data store starts to grow, that my NetApp will continually give this data store more space in order to accommodate that. I'm not going to do that. I like to have my stuff under control, or manual control. I'm just going to go apply. And what you're going to see down here in recent tasks is that a bunch of stuff will start firing off, and it's actually going to start bringing back, it's actually going to go into the Netapp create storage. It's going to go ahead and hook it all up to the virtual center nodes, basically .52 and .53, and go ahead and make sure everyone gets access to the same data stores. So it's kicking off in the background. vSphere client doesn't always update immediately. You got to give it a little while for it to actually recognize what's going on. So there we go. You can see that my primary task down here, my data store allocation, has fired off, 10% done. Meanwhile, what it's doing, this first task will actually stay for the duration of this provisioning process. Let me show you a few more tasks here. Then what it's doing is telling the Netapp, it's telling the vSphere nodes to actually refresh the host storage system. This is especially important for things like iSCSI and Fiber Channel, where you actually have to rescan for LUNs and whatnot. The really good thing about this is that if you are running in a normal environment and you're not recording a video, you could just go ahead and walk away at this point. So we went ahead and created the NAS data store, and then we're done. So if I'm to go and check on things, oh, actually, if you look at the screen right now, the easy way has already appeared in .53, right? So I'm .53, and in .52, I'll sort by name, and the easy way shows up. So you see, in the end, .52 has the easy way and the hard way. .53 has the easy way, but not the hard way. And you can see how this could really prevent a lot of the mistakes that we often encounter in our day-to-day activities as system administrators. So I hope this gives you a good idea of how you can use the Netapp Rapid Clone utility in your day-to-day business, in your day-to-day administration. As you can see, we got the volume the easy way here. If I look at the volumes here, and I manage that, then I can actually see the easy ways right in the bottom. It's all totally provisioned for me. I don't have to worry about a thing. Makes life a lot easier. So here's some other cool stuff here. If I right click on this, I can actually have a Netapp menu here. I can manage my deduplication. I can resize it. I can actually destroy it and actually go and take this NFS share off of my, not only off of my nodes as far as my VMware goes, but actually redirect the Netapp and actually destroy the volume itself, destroy the NFS share. So it saves me a lot of work. And it's really a great way to minimize the amount of time you spend on administrating things, especially when you start getting a larger and larger cluster where you're doing the same manual process over and over again. That is not only tedious, but error prone. Alright guys, till the next video, thank you very much.